call meeting to order with roll call.
Mayor Balaguer,
Here.
Trustee Davis,
Here.
Trustee Hinkleman,
Present.
Trustee Krugman,
Here.
Trustee Sides,
Here.
Trustee Boggs is absent, clerk is here, treasurer's here, and the attorney's here, we have a quorum. Trustee Comodina is absent.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, I know, I rotated them, and I took the name out, and put back in, there's a clerical error.
Okay, has everybody had time to read the minutes? So, can we get a motion to approve the minutes?
I got a little quick observation and or questions. On the second page, under old business number 16, it says the motion to purchase 2 flood elevation warning signs not to exceed $300. That $300 includes some other miscellaneous signs like the weight limit sign.
Weight limit.
And
yeah.
so it wasn't just for the 2 flood elevation signs. Those did not total $300. There were, what, five different items in that?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure everybody's aware of that, because when you read it later, it's like $300 for 2 little signs. I had another question too, just a second. I guess it doesn't matter. This is pretty good to me. Oh, I know what my question was, just I wondered, I said, did you get that $20 so you already had that?
I didn't do it yet
Oh, yeah,
because I'm
yeah.
not on the
Right,
signature
right,
card,
okay.
so I will do it
Okay.
once
Yeah,
I'm
that was-
on it, and that's okay. Yeah,
Okay,
I'll do that. Cause I would need both of you guys to sign
Yeah.
to do it, so.
that's true, okay, no problem. You can take care of it after tonight, huh?
Yeah.
After that, we can get that completed. I make a motion, we accept the minutes for
There's only one.
February.
As amended.
And I don't know if it's that big a deal, but on Black Hawk Bank, it's Black Hawk Bank, and so it's not Black Hawk State
State Bank,
Bank
yeah.
anymore, and yeah. I don't know if it's that big of a deal, but it's not a state bank anymore, so.
Sherry, did you make a motion to accept the minutes as amended?
Do you think we need to amend that, Leo? I
For the
mean,
bank thing, no, I'm not worried about that.
or I mean, the flood elevation signs
Yeah,
we just
yeah,
do.
makes sense.
Okay. Well, I'd like to accept the minutes for the February meeting, except to amend, number 16. That the motion was to purchase 2 flood elevation warning signs, 2 weight limit signs, and,
There was no littering at the boat ramp.
yeah, some sign for the boat ramp. Just don't want it to look like we were frivolously throwing away $300 on 2 signs.
Well, it didn't come to that, that's what.
I know, but it was almost. I mean, it wasn't just those, there were. Pardon?
The weight limits.
I'll second that.
Okay, number 2, add treasurer to signature for the bank. I think we just did that.
All in favor?
All in favor? Sorry.
Aye.
Number 1, everybody approve of the minutes? All
Aye.
opposed? Minutes passed. Thanks, Leo.
You're welcome.
It's been a whole month. We need to take a vote, or we actually did last month. We just needed the minutes approved, so that puts Lisa on the signature card with a copy of the minutes.
And we're gonna keep Sherry on.
Yes.
I think it's best to have 3 people
Yeah.
just in case somebody was sick.
Right. Moving on to number 3. We declared a vacant seat last month. We need to vote on replacing Miss Comodina since she no longer comes to the meetings. And that's one thing we forgot to do was vote on it. And that's all we needed is a motion to vote on it. Or basically, we've had the motion, but if somebody wants to make a motion to declare the seat vacant, and we'll take a vote on it.
I'd make a motion that we declare the seat vacant.
A motion made by Gary to declare Ms. Comodina's seat vacant. Can I get a second?
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All opposed? Let's do a roll call on that.
Trustee Davis,
Yes.
trustee Hinkleman,
Yes.
trustee Krugman,
Yes.
trustee Sides,
Yes.
and motion is carried.
Okay. Item number 4. Anybody knows somebody that would wanna sit there? Let me know. We'll, try and get that filled. Moving on to item 5, financial report.
So I did the best
Sorry,
I could,
Lisa.
guys, and I know
Yeah, me
Sherry,
too.
I know you guys struggled doing it, so, I pretty much went by what the bank's beginning balance was at the end of January, and just kinda is, yeah.
Next month will look a lot nicer, won't it? There's a check.
I mean,
listed
it
in
does
here.
balance, this is truly the balance that's
Yeah.
in all the accounts, so,
There was, towards the middle of that first section, there was a check for Lee and Lee for $600, check number 3490, that was a mistake. And that check
it's down
hasn't,
here at the bottom,
Yeah.
because it hasn't been cashed.
it hasn't cashed
yet.
because it hasn't gone into possession of the attorney's office of Lee and Lee.
Was that like just a typo or something?
That was just a screw up that I wrote the wrong check, it should have been $600 to Kelowna PD.
Oh, okay.
At any
I think
rate,
she was just following suit. or
I was, I
something.
guess. At any rate, all the checks for the last couple of months that Graham hasn't been here, I was holding. And there's a few, we gotta straighten that out. And then we'll get you paid, I promise.
Have confidence in you.
And it was also brought to my attention, I wrote, Dawn Davis's check for the wrong amount, I wrote it for the $62.50, that was gross pay, not her net pay. So on next month's check, we're going to deduct $7 off of her pay to make up the difference, because she was overpaid by $7. And again, my bad.
I get it when you're writing all them checks. One other thing, you guys, I know when I was the treasurer, last time you guys agreed for Office Express to do the checks right along with our things, to just print them at the same time and it'd be done. So Trish is ordering them.
Okay.
I talked to her yesterday, then we don't have to worry about it, it's already gonna be tight. They're gonna be done, and then we don't have to write these
That's all
checks.
part of her
Yeah.
fees or whatever
Yep,
that she does.
it's no different, she said, Lisa, it'll
Perfect.
be on one sheet, and
Yeah, we just need to call Trish then, let her know that that was my bad, I gave her the gross pay instead of the net, so her next paycheck needs to be
How does that-
$7 deducted off of it.
How does that work with accounting and check numbers and such?
I just told her to start at 5,000.
Payroll will be separate from that book as far
Okay.
as numbers.
Okay.
Them numbers, she'll just keep going, but
Okay. Sounds like a good plan.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah.
And Lisa was also concerned that Kelowna PD hadn't cashed their check yet. In my experience with them, they're taking forever to cash them. I know the November check, the one I gave, I don't think they cashed it till January,
Mhm.
but then the February check was cashed right behind it, so,
Mm.
I know they got that check, it was personally delivered to them. So why they're waiting, there's a lag in that. My check for my pay for January was not cashed because I don't know what I've done with it either. So, I was, if you guys recall,
You're
I was.
filing
you were
checks,
sick
girl.
all month.
If you guys recall, I was really, really sick when I was here last month. In fact, I was running a fever of almost 104 when I left here that night, so I've got it somewhere, but yeah, that's why it hasn't been cashed. I'll look through my stuff and get it all straightened out, I promise. I went home from here that week and went to bed and stayed in bed for over a week, because I was in bad shape.
Motion to accept the financial report.
I'll make a motion to accept the financial report.
I'll second that.
Need a roll call?
Sure.
Trustee Hinkleman?
Yes.
Trustee Krogman?
Yes.
Trustee Sides?
Mr.
Yes.
Arsenal.
Trustee Davis?
Yes.
Motion is carried.
Attorney's report.
Well, the only thing I have right now, we did contact, at the Mayor's Crest, I contacted John Ames, who's the attorney for Jim White, and said that we would be willing to go ahead and de-annex the property that Jimmy has. And in order to save us a little money, I said, but you gotta draw the ordinances and stuff, because I figured, you know, and he did. And I know it was our intent to pass it tonight, and as you know, we just received some information, which I can double check, but I find it hard to believe that they would hand me something like that that isn't in the statute. And what I know that the mayor would like to do is to go ahead and pass it tonight, isn't that correct?
If you recommend that, yes.
Well, I wish it was a little more broadly put into the agenda, to tell you the truth, just as an item. But it does state, if the statute is correct, which I say I can't check because of the statutes we have here in 1985, and they don't have this in it, that if we do, it's still, no matter what date it says it's gonna become effective, it won't become effective until after the election. It's just that simple. It's the only difference I can see. So if we do pass it now, it still won't become effective till after the election. If we wait till next April, first meeting in April, we can still do it, put it directly on the agenda, and that, wipe it right out. I mean, that'll make it good. And I kinda
Well,
recommend,
our meeting is on the
Second?
second, and the election's on the seventh, so.
okay, I recommend we do that, and we make it effective,
Okay.
you know.
On the 8th, it would be
Yeah, but I would like
effective.
to ask very much that it be a specific item on the agenda, if you would, please. Okay. And that basically is what I had, a couple of, there's nothing other to report. Give that the original, I've given it to you. One thing we'll do, we'll change that from April again back to May. And I'm sorry, that's all I got. I'd like to bore you more, but I can't.
How was vacation?
Well, it's nicer than here, but however, they promised us good weather here on out.
Yeah.
I'm holding to them.
Anything else under old business that anybody can think of?
Did we receive the signs, or are they ordered?
Yes, they're in,
So once the weather breaks, we can get together and get them.
they're all in the office. believe Sherry's got higher mowing. I suppose that's something that we all better be thinking about. Be here before you know it. Hard to believe, but
It might be a day or two.
yeah, a couple days, yeah.
But maybe early April, you should be talking about it.
They're talking 60s in 2 weeks, so.
Well, we were mowing in March last year. I don't know what this
Yeah.
year's gonna bring, but I thought, you know, we really need to get serious about
Yep.
what we're gonna do about this mowing and just get some applications, you know, whatever, run an ad, do whatever we need to do,
If we're
talk
gonna
to your
hire, if we're
neighbors,
gonna-
cause it's gonna create more hard feelings if we just keep trying to say we're gonna do this as volunteers, because it's already obviously created a little bit of a sour note with David Nunn, because he thought he was gonna get paid for this in the end, or it was kind of alluded to. And we've all found out since then that that's absolutely it can't happen, so.
Well, and-
Hopefully, that's gonna be, you know, just water under the bridge and we're gonna move forward cohesively.
In Dave's defense, I'm sure he knew that he signed up to volunteers to mow.
Yeah.
The thing that kind of sticks, the man did like tons of stuff with his own equipment. He moved branches, he got his weed whip out, he got his own mower out, he waxed the village truck. He
Wax
You
the
know,
mower.
He get cleaned up the mower, you know, for the end of the season. It's just, it's hard to find help that's like that, you know.
Yeah.
So I was just, this whole appreciation thing was, you know, centered around the fact that, man, we got a golden guy here, you know.
Yeah, it's taking
It's
care
showing
of
that
things.
they appreciate it, you know.
Exactly, and I agree, but, you know, the rules are the rules are.
Well, let's keep that in mind for everybody for next meeting and put that on the agenda again, if you would, please, Shawna.
Specifically,
Mowing,
More. tree.
mowing,
just to
More.
hire for mowing.
Hire.
well,
Okay.
hire, whatever, just mowing, whatever we decide to do.
Okay.
New business, mower trade-in. I know we talked about doing that
Yeah,
again.
I'd say we've already pretty much discussed it, and that deal is impossible to turn down,
Yeah,
so.
but I would like to, have somebody make a motion to trade our zero-turn mower in for, I believe it is $800. And
That's just, they come and pick it up and drop off the new one essentially, right?
yes,
And make sure it has the right seat.
The one we had last year had a vibration that I couldn't nail down, so I'm kinda glad to get rid of that one.
Yeah, I think that one was made on a Friday night on the guy's way out the door.
And
This is
oil.
going through the same dealership, Oilers and Seal, right?
Mm.
Collins.
And this is a standard agreement that we've got with them. It doesn't really change year to year or in dollar amounts.
No,
Static as
been
far
the
as.
same amount for, ever since we started it.
Yeah, the more the retail price goes up, the more the village saves on this, because it's still just $800.
To buy our used mower last year would have cost more to buy that used one than what we paid for our first new one.
I'll make a motion, we follow through on the, I don't know whether it's a contract we've got with them, but
Well, we can get out of it, we can get out of it any year, all we do is
It's a
say no.
commitment, but it's not
yeah,
a contract per se.
whatever.
We own our mower, but if we wanna trade it, we can trade it. The first year we don't trade it, we're out of the program.
So let's keep in the program.
Okay, motion made by Leo,
I'll second that.
second by Brian.
And do a roll call.
Mhm.
Trustee Krugman,
Yes,
trustee Sides,
Yes.
trustee Davis,
Yes.
trustee Hinkleman.
Yes.
The motion is carried.
There's one thing that we should probably consider too with the mowing is, a fuel container. I know we've last year, but there's never enough fuel on hand to say that we got a supply.
I think that, with the board's approval, our best bet is going to be put an L tank in the, small L tank in the back of the truck. And it can.
Yeah, Richard talked about that here, way back. How many gallons can we get in one of them?
Legally, I think you can only put 80 in, you can only
but
haul
80
80 in a
was-
pickup.
that's a whole season.
Yeah, that's a season.
Okay, that's
I
right.
mean, we wouldn't even have to fill it.
Right. Oh, yeah, we just fill it halfway if nothing else.
Is that about what we're using 80 gallons a season?
Yeah, I think they would fill us up twice, the barrel and the mower.
But we wouldn't use it all the
No.
second time.
Right. So that was probably 70, we're probably going through 75
What is
gallons.
it?
Why don't we get some figures for
Yeah.
that, so that at the same time we, talk about the other stuff, then we can have that in place to take care
I'll
of that
get
next
some.
month or month after at the latest.
I'll get some prices on some tanks, it wouldn't have to be an L tank, you can get a
No,
little smaller.
Yeah, I know my brother's got one in the back of his truck that they, much larger than what you're talking
Right.
about, so. Would we need a pump for it also then?
We could probably make the old hand pump work
Okay.
that was in the 55-gallon barrel,
Yep.
cause that's what gets expensive.
Yep.
We
Yeah, I
can
know
surely
they got 'em
start.
that Run off a 12-volt off the.
Right,
batteries,
otherwise
but-
you can hook them up direct, but your electric pump's probably $280.
Yeah, and if we can get by with a hand pump, I'll come
Yeah.
down and pump fuel for somebody.
Well, yeah, it's just,
Cause all we really need is to get it out of the tank into a can that we can pour into the,
well, you'd have a
or
hose
would
on
be able
there.
to hook a hose up
Yeah,
and, okay.
and you
all
pump
right.
it right into the mower.
Cool,
Yeah.
okay, yep. That sounds great, yeah, if you can get us some figures for that.
I'll put that all on next month's agenda.
Yeah.
Together,
Yeah.
sounds good.
Absolutely.
It's good. Moving on to appropriations.
Based on some new information that was presented, currently we're fine, and I did talk to Lisa a little bit too about get our financial statement to kind of morph into something that shows us every month, quarter, whatever, where we stand with it, and then we can amend this as needed down the road, because right now, we're not in any trouble, but down the road, we may be, so if we can get that information presented to us on a regular basis, then we can adjust the appropriations based on that.
Okay. Moving on.
Well, we've gotta get this passed now.
Yeah.
So we can't really move on. I need you to pass it, do
Pass
something with
the-
it.
Oh, I thought we already passed here.
I thought we did too.
Yeah, I thought we did.
No,
No.
No, we didn't?
no.
No, I thought we already passed it.
No.
That's what that was all about last month when we had that out in front of us, but.
No, geez.
Well, if that's the case, where's that at? Because I guess from where I said, if we just approve it as it stands right now, like I said, we can. Cause I thought,
Okay. No, then.
cause I thought the copy I had here looked like we'd already voted on everything, and maybe it was the previous year's.
It's there, yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve the appropriation ordinance for, what is this, 2015 fiscal? No, 2016 fiscal.
2016, yeah.
15, 2016.
April 1st, 2015, ending March 31st, 2016.
That's the motion.
I second it.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and,
Do I have a copy of the old one? Do I have a copy of that?
I gave everybody a copy of the ordinance. It was in,
Okay, so we are approving an old one?
No,
No.
he's approving for next year the same amounts. Nothing's changing.
right, it was all the same amounts, we didn't change anything from the previous year, and
Right.
at the present time, we're gonna leave it as it stands, and then we'll update it as needed, once we've got some clear figures.
Mayor Balaguer,
Yes.
Trustee Davis,
Yes.
Trustee Hinkleman,
Yes.
Trustee Krugman,
Yes.
Trustee Sides,
Yes,
motion is carried.
If it's filed with John.
Yes. Yeah, I'll draw a new one. I'll make sure and get your guys' signatures. I guess the only one that needs to sign it is me. Yeah, we're good. Well, you didn't need to because you didn't make a motion to have it as a second, you just said that, and then. So it's not in my minutes for tonight, you're gonna make a motion to add it as a second, which I heard. And nobody did it all in favor, so at this point,
Thought we did that last. No, we
you didn't do it last night.
Alright.
No, you just kinda
Okay,
skipped
back it
over
up
again.
to
Number 2.
number 2.
Make a
Can I
motion.
get a motion?
I make a motion that we add Lisa Sides, our treasurer, back on all village accounts as a signer.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
second that motion.
Amen.
But does that need to be approved as a,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Anything else we need
Motion
to do
is
for that?
carried, thank you so much, oh my gosh.
does that need to be approved in minute form or anything?
Yeah,
That's what she's saying.
she's
I
doing.
can make copies,
That's why she's got
unless
this.
they want it officially typed up, then they might have to wait till this
No.
weekend.
Whatever you got going, it'd be good.
Make a motion to approve that, yeah.
Well, yeah. Should read it back.
Yep.
John, thanks for this information on the sprinklers.
Yeah.
It, like I said, it's only up to December, so I
Well,
can't do anything after December. Yeah.
Still helpful.
I had a hunch that we were getting close to some of the
Yeah.
parameters.
And the salaries, those are all after taxes, so just take into account, you know what the mayor gets paid, you know what Okay, so we're on to minutes for March 5th, 2015, I'm gonna call the order at 6:40. The mayor was here, Mayor Balaguer, Trustee Davis, Trustee Hinkleman, Trustee Krugman, Trustee Sides were all present, Trustee Duncan, Clerk Duncan, Treasurer Sides, Attorney Graham Lee. Absent was Trustee Boggs and Trustee Palmadina. A motion by Sherry Krugman, second by Trustee Lynn Hinkleman to approve the minutes as amended. The motion was carried. Motion was made to declare Trustee Taryn Palmadina's seat vacant by Gary Sides, second by Trustee Leo Hinkleman. And that motion was carried through a roll call vote of 4 ayes and 0 nays. Trustee Davis, A. Leo Hinkleman, A. Sherry Krugman, A. Gary Sides, A. The motion again, as I said, was carried. We will take suggestions at the next meeting for someone to fill that trustee seat. Finance report, to accept the finance report, a motion was made by trustee Gary Sides, second by Leo Hinkleman. We did a roll call vote on that. There were 4 ayes, 0 nays. The motion was carried. The attorney's report, we will add Jim White disconnect to April's agenda. Mower trade-in for $800. Motion was made by trustee Hinkleman, a second by trustee Davis. A roll call vote on that was 4 ayes and 0 nays, the motion carried. Appropriations ordinance for 2015-2016. Motion made to accept as it stands was made by trustee Hinkleman, a second by trustee Krogman. The roll call on that was 4 ayes and 0 nays. The motion was carried. Motion was made by trustee Krogman to add treasurer Lisa Sides as a signer on all village bank accounts. A second by trustee Sides. We have 4 ayes and 0 nays on a verbal vote. The motion was carried.
Accept the minutes as presented.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion to accept the minutes for March 5th has been passed.
I want my $600.
I bet you do.
I'd buy some golf, wouldn't I?
A little bit, not a lot these days. Motion adjourned.
Is that what I just heard?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.